Welcome to the Metaphysical Manifesting Podcast with intuitive lightworker, national speaker, metaphysical teacher, and best-selling author Lisa Kessler. What is it you want to manifest? Are you looking to increase your income, change careers? Maybe you want to manifest a new home or a new car. Are you ready to bring love into your life? You have come to the right place.
Hello, everyone. I'm so glad you're here today. Can you believe we are at the end of 2025? How can this be? But this is a time of year when I'm always coaching my clients to really look back and reflect. I do it myself too as part of my manifesting practice, but I wanted to talk about it with you, everyone who's listening, because a lot of times it gets overlooked. And as soon as we hit December, everyone starts looking ahead to the next year, to 2026, and what do I want? And there's nothing wrong with that, about getting some clarity about what you want. But I think if you carry your blessings from 2025 into 2026, it makes you so much more prepared to support yourself in 2026. Because here is the thing, before you ask the universe for anything new, before you write down your goals or choose a word for the year, if you're one of the people who do that, before you declare your big 2026 dreams, you really need to slow down just for a second and honor everything that this past year has brought you. Because I promise you, your manifestations for 2026 are actually built on the foundation you created this year in 2025. And you might not even realize how strong that foundation really is if you don't take a minute to reflect on it. I'm always telling my clients that when you manifest something amazing, it isn't that you cross a finish line. You don't break through a tape and then go, woohoo, I have reached my dream. Now I never have to manifest anything again. Because the way life works is when you manifest one dream, it opens the door to the next one. A dream that you didn't even know that you wanted, or a dream that you hadn't even contemplated going after. But once it took manifesting this dream first to get there, right? They're all stepping stones to the next thing. So we're kind of conditioned to jump straight into planning the next thing. But really, spiritually and energetically, that skips the vital step of reflection, because 2025 wasn't just another year. You learned a bunch of lessons. You witnessed a bunch of synchronicities that happened right when they were supposed to, right? You had breakthroughs, things that you didn't think were going to be possible that you saw completed. You had healing, hopefully. Hopefully you had issues maybe that you didn't even realize were there, and you faced them this year and healed them. You had new opportunities that you hadn't even realized would come, right? You had growth. And you maybe even had some support that you didn't notice at the time. So if you don't take a minute to gather all those blessings from this year and you just race into 2026, you might end up carrying the memory of the struggle more than the evidence of your strength, of how strong you are. So reflection can really help you to shift your vibration from, I hope next year works out, to something like, I can totally see how the universe supported me this year, and I know it will support me in 2026. Right? That's the energy you want to bring into the new year. So I want to talk for just a second about, I have a blessings box, and one of my super talented clients actually makes blessing boxes out of cedar. They're gorgeous. And she sent me one, and I have been using it. And it is a blessing just having the box. But throughout the year, every time something good happens, a sweet moment, a manifestation arriving, a surprise blessing, I love those, maybe even a sign from the universe, I try to be present and write it down right then with the date, and I fold it up and I add it to the box. So right now, my lid On my blessings box for 2025, it can barely shut, which makes me so happy, right? Your heart is overflowing. But anytime something good happened, I wrote it down, I add it to the box. And what my ritual is New Year's Eve, I sit down with my cup of iced tea. Everybody knows I have to have tea. I sit down with my iced tea and I open up that box and I start unfolding all those slips of paper. And I remember every single blessing as I read it. And this is the magic, is I always find moments that I had forgotten about, moments that lifted me up when I needed it, moments that reminded me how protected I was by the universe, that the universe always had my back, even during the times when I felt uncertain or afraid or overwhelmed. When I look back through these blessings, I can see the thread that the universe was weaving all year long. And suddenly that storyline for the year for me, it shifts. It shifts from, wow, that was a lot of work, to, oh my gosh, I was supported the whole entire year. That shift, my friends, matters, because that is what gives you the courage to dream even bigger for the next year. And then there are ways that these things can support you, because every year brings challenges we never saw coming. And it's not because you're being punished. It's not because you manifested bad things. It's just that I talked about it, I think, in last week's podcast, but you have to have the downs in order to understand that you're even having an up. I use the example of my daughter's figure skating. How can you know when you're awesome if you never have a day where all you do is fall? Right? You wouldn't know that jump was difficult if you had never fallen trying to do it, right? So every year is going to show you something unexpected. And that's not to say it's even going to be bad, but it gives you an opportunity to flex new muscles, to learn new lessons, right? But when you're going through it, I'm not going to lie, I have anxiety issues, and they creep up when I am in a struggle moment. And I'm getting better and better at using my tools, but I'm human. I'm just like everybody else. You have moments where you struggle. And that is where this blessing box is such a help, because you can support yourself by, I'll reach in and just grab 5 slips of paper. And when I open them up and read them, it is a reminder that I am not alone. I'm not a rabbit in the forest waiting for something to eat me. I have all of this written proof of all the times the universe had my back. That is why setting up this practice for yourself, make a blessings box or a blessings jar. It doesn't even have to be fancy cedar box like this. It can be a shoe box. It can be whatever you want it to be. I used to have a glass jar, and I liked that too because I could see how many slips were in it. And just that on its own was inspiring, right? But when you have these blessings on hand, they're kind of like receipts of your blessings, of your resilience, of all the times you succeeded when you didn't know you would. And those memories become your buoy when doubts arise. They lift you back up. When you are uncertain, they can be your anchor that you are on your path and the universe is never going to let you down. They can be spiritual evidence that you are following the map of your soul. You are on the right path. They're proof that you are capable of manifesting even when life gets chaotic. And it happens to all of us. So think about that, of writing these blessings down and having them to carry into 2026. So here's what you can do if you didn't have a gratitude box all year and you're sitting there going, great, Lisa, I didn't have that. It is not too late. That's why I'm doing this at the beginning of the month. You have the entire month of December to put this together for yourself. So what you can do is, it doesn't even have to take long. Give yourself a half an hour. It doesn't have to be a huge deal. But for me, I always use my Google Calendar as a big help to me because a lot of times I forget the amazing things that happened during the year. And when I go back and look at my Google Calendar, I'm like, oh yeah, Practical Tarot came out and the book launched and what? But in December, you don't remember that. You've moved on to new things. So set aside like a half an hour and go through your Google Calendar and write down every single win you had from 2025, big and small. Even tiny things like, oh my gosh, maybe you had a friend who came over and brought you something and you thought, that's weird. And the next day you realized, oh my gosh, I needed that wrench or whatever they brought over. Those kind of things totally count. So they can be big or small. Write down every win from 2025 and you can write them in a journal. You can write them on a legal pad and tear up all those slips and fold them up like I was talking about for my gratitude box and just keep them handy in a jar so that when you struggle, you can just reach in and grab 4 and see what amazing things just to boost your energetic vibration back up. List things like synchronicities that happened, like you weren't even looking for a job, but somebody told you about one and all of a sudden now you have a job where you make more money. Or maybe you were thinking about running your first 5K. And then all of a sudden, a friend reached out the next day and said, I think I'm going to run a 5K. And then you had a buddy. So all of those synchronicities, any unexpected support you received, surprise checks in the mail, write all of those things down. And then write down the challenges that you navigated, that you've completed during the year. Again, your Google Calendar can be a big help. And then write down how they strengthened you or what you learned. Look for themes in your year. Where were you guided? What opened up for you? What was the catalyst of that? Just so that you can take that into next year and go, maybe I need a little more of that, right? And then let that energy from 2025, you've got all these lists now. As you read them over, let that inspire your intentions for 2026 because you are not manifesting from a blank slate. You're actually manifesting from your own growth from 2025, from your own momentum. Then you aren't suddenly sitting there going, I don't know what I want next year because that happens all the time. I do challenges. I'll be doing one in January again because it's one of my favorites of the No More Resolutions Challenge. So keep your eye out for that. But I always meet people during especially that challenge who are like, I don't know what I want. And that is totally normal. But if you go through this practice I just listed and really make this list and hone what happened and how you grew, it can give you a direction so that you aren't just going, I guess I just want to lose 30 pounds. No, you want something bigger. So do this homework. You have a whole month to do it. Just give yourself a half an hour. It could change your life, I promise. So as we close out the year, really reflect on those blessings. Let them rise to the surface. Let them remind you how far you have come this year. And that will be your guide to get clarity and confidence and really walk into 2026 with a heart full of gratitude, right? And I'll just put out the little reminder for you. If you really want support staying connected all year long, our Metaphysical Manifesting community is online, and we would love for you to step into this new year with magic and support. And we do live Zooms twice a week, where, we have book club. There's all kinds of different ways for you to be involved, but it's just a way to give yourself like an energetic cushion to really keep your vibration up and be supported. All right. So I'm wishing you all the best as we head into the busy holiday season. I will do my best to keep the podcasts weekly, but I get busy too at the holiday season. Right now, I'm busy doing year ahead readings for 2026. And if you've never gotten one, I hope you'll consider it. The link is in the show notes, but basically I will give you the energy reading for 2026, and you get a card for each month of the year, and you save the picture in your phone so that each month you can go, oh yeah, I'm supposed to be focused this month, or I'm supposed to trust this month, or whatever. And you'll have those cards. And then you also get a mantra for the year that really helps you to stay focused on, maybe this year is about growth. Maybe this year is about self-love. Maybe this year is about looking for leadership opportunities. So anyway, it just gives you a gauge for the year, kind of like think of it as your manifesting compass, right? So that you just know you're going in the right direction. So those readings are available until January 31st. Then they go away till next year. But I hope you'll consider getting on the schedule because they're very inspiring and they really do give you kind of a little map for the energy of the year. So hopefully I will see you there. Otherwise, I am sending many blessings. 2026 is going to be amazing. But first, don't forget about all your blessings from 2025 because I promise you they are going to be your safety net as you grow even more in 2026.
Thanks for listening to the Metaphysical Manifesting Podcast with Lisa Kessler. If you have questions or comments, or if you'd like to work with Lisa to manifest your dreams, you can connect with her through her website at metaphysicalmanifesting.net. That's also where you can claim your free weekly tarot reading and manifesting tips. Make sure you subscribe or follow the Metaphysical Manifesting Podcast on your favorite podcasting site so you never miss another episode. As Lisa likes to say, we can make magic when we bring the universe into the equation. Remember, you don't have to do it alone. If you'd like more information about Lisa, Metaphysical Manifestation Mentorship, or the Manifesting Magic Mastermind, visit her website at metaphysicalmanifesting.net.